What's happening right now on the Gaza Strip is not a war. Words mean something. It's rampaging terrorism with evildoers, cutting up women and children and grandma. This isn't a war.
Israel has declared war.
They have. That can be their only response because they're not terrorists. So they're declaring war against the terrorists. This is dreadful. I don't know how long the U.S. can go without. How long do we get to go to Starbucks and get a coffee and read the paper and wonder if the Twins will win tomorrow? And how long do we get to lead normal life before these two conflagrations in the world impact us? Or are they already impacting us?
They are.
We had Hamas terrorists get through a border more secure than any border in the world. We don't even have a border. Who in the hell is coming in here? And what are they up to?
It makes me nervous.
What are they up to?
I don't know.
A lot of military-age young men coming across the border in Mexico. They're just walking in.
And
Where are they going?
Meanwhile, we have people in places, elected officials, that are still against securing the border. And that's a problem.
Has Ilhan Omar weighed in on the developments in Israel over the weekend? Has Ilhan weighed in?
I have not seen.
There was, I believe, there was a joint statement released by her and two of the others. That's one thing I hadn't said.
The Democratic Socialists of America have weighed in, and they're rooting mightily for Hamas. We have many members of the state legislature who are members of the Democratic Socialists of America. We have members of the United States Congress who are Democratic Socialists of America, and they're waving their flag for the terrorists.
I don't know how you could do that.
Well, they're blaming Israel and saying that it's Israel's actions, past actions, that have caused this.
Omar did weigh in yesterday, Joe.
What'd she say?
On X, she urged for prayers for Palestinians on Sunday and encouraged peace. She said, a reminder, Gaza does not have shelters or an iron dome, or to please pray for them, and to please pray for them. May peace prevail in the region and move us toward a moral awakening to care about the human suffering we are seeing. Palestinians are human beings who have been besieged and are deserving of protection from the international community. Newsweek reached out to Omar's office for further comment, but there has been none. She wrote that on X.
Does she want any prayers for the Israeli citizens?
I do not see any comments whatsoever. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. She did on Saturday, said, I condemn the horrific acts we are seeing unfold today in Israel against children, women, the elderly, and unarmed people who are being slaughtered and taken hostage by Hamas. Such senseless violence will only repeat the back and forth cycle we've seen, which we cannot allow to continue. We need to call for de-escalation and ceasefire.
Okay.
So that was Saturday.
Mm-hmm. Well, you would think she was bound to say that. She had to say that.
Right. I bet she was probably choking on her words.
No one in their right mind would wish to see the women and children slaughtered.
Right, but she did have a history of.
She does have a history of anti-Semitism.
Correct.
But
Wait a minute, back up. A lot of people wish to see the women and children of Israel slaughtered, especially in the Middle East.
Mm-hmm. If I was to go back and your choice in life would be you have to choose an area of learning in which to be a scholar, I think it'd be interesting to be a scholar of the formation of Israel and what's happened since. And I'm not, by any stretch of the imagination, knowledgeable enough to divine what's happening.
I was serious. I mean, doesn't it start in the Bible with the Israelis not having a home?
My point of scholarship would start post-World War II, when Israel was arbitrarily assigned a piece of land. What is it, about the size of Rhode Island?
Right.
That's a lot to know.
Yeah.
So much. Things have been happening on a monthly basis there since World War II. I mean,
but you can't count on Iran. You can't count on Saudi Arabia. You can't count on Qatar. You can't count on any of these people.
None of them. And now I'm reading stuff about Hezbollah also being involved.
Yeah. You can't count on these people. You can't count on Russia.
Nope.
You can't count on China. Well, by count on, I mean to honor the sacredness of life. You can't. These people are bloodthirsty.
You can't count on the Biden administration or the Democrats, for that matter.
You can't. It's unfortunate but true. Now we're sending the Gerald Ford there, the biggest aircraft carrier in the world. How long before this becomes a major war?
Revelations. That's what we're talking here.
You're not talking end times, are you?
I'm talking it's over.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not paying my mortgage this month. No, wait. It's going to have to be next month. I already paid this month. Dang it.
Shoot. You know what? Timing is everything.
Could use that money for cigs.
I've often said when we get a major story, you need 48 to 72 hours.
Yeah.
Oh, we need a lot more than that.
Just pretty quick.
Joe, just from what I've read from Saturday to Sunday today, and then getting on the website since following the same chronology, Saturday, Sunday, today, so much has changed. Opinions have turned to fact, or opinions have turned to bunk. Facts are being disproven. The whole Biden giving them how many?
$6 billion.
But
Okay.
that was their money.
And
It's a bad time to give it back to them.
Well,
perhaps.
that's okay. That's my
but Chris, wait, Chris.
Sorry.
I know what you're thinking, because I was thinking this as early as this morning. Now I'm reading, and I don't know if it's true, but I'm reading that money has not been spent. It's still accounted for. Whether or not that's true, like Joe said, we need more time. But that's the latest. But my immediate reaction was, yeah, that money went right to Hamas.
What is the Iron Dome, a version of what Reagan wanted, that he called Star Wars? Remember that?
Yeah, the strategic
Is the
defensive.
Iron Dome is obviously it's not a dome. It's a technological means by which to deflect missiles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Right.
apparently they got through
SDI.
that. They're getting through everything. And Israel is supposed to be the best secure state in the world.
Well, the Israel, what is this holiday isn't the right term for it, but it went on through the weekend. What were they in?
Eid al-Fitr, that's Muslim, isn't it? That's not Jewish.
No, that's,
It had to do with the holiday and some borders being open. It had to do with Israelis trusting workers to go back and forth through the gates. And then evidently some bulldozers were also used where they could flood in. They came in bicycles, motorcycles, pickup trucks, gliders. I haven't seen proof, but I've heard the gliders. And then once the walls were bulldozed, then they were flooding in with no particular target in mind, which should be very frightening to those of us in the United
Which
States.
is why I'm having trouble calling it a war. It's terrorism.
But
But it will become one.
Right. No, from Israel's standpoint, it's a war.
it's the new war, Joe.
Yeah.
They realized, and they proved with 9/11, that you don't have to launch missiles. You don't have to have coordinated strikes on cities. You can just randomly attack.
And to me, a war should feature combatants in uniforms.
But now it's going to be guys in pickup trucks at football games on Friday nights.
Or
in towns,
people dressed up as medics.
or
Or
Sunday
people dressed
church
up as
service.
school bus drivers.
Or you're going to an outdoor concert. It could be anything.
Yeah. But like all wars, going back to calling it a war, it is for land. All wars
Well,
are for land, basically.
land or yeah, and in this case, it's not. Well, it is their land, but isn't it mostly ideological, right?
Yes, but land is at the heart of it because they feel deprived of their land.
But are they going
have for
to?
75 years?
The question is, will they strike here with concerns about land? Was 9/11 about land?
No. But 9/11 wasn't a war. It was an act of terrorism. Maybe you define it that way. Acts of terrorism are ideological. War is for land. I'll accept that.
Okay.
War is for land. Acts of terrorism are ideological. 9/11 was ideological.
It's a hell of a thing not being able to identify your enemies.